Hey everyone, it's Coach Arlen Bento Jr. and welcome to the Shoot Par Now Golf Show. I'm here with my co-host James Stammer. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing well. It's great to be here.
And really excited to be here because this is our first episode. Now, first episode, right? Now, just a little background. So Shoot Par Now is my skill-based golf learning system that we coach in our indoor lessons, our outdoor lessons, our academies, and it's something that I've been working on for a really, really long time. And speaking of long time, so let's just kind of let people know how long we've known each other, right?
Yeah, I feel old enough already.
Right.
And now we're going to talk about what? We've known
30
each other
years?
for 30 years?
Yeah. So 30 years ago, at the time, my story was I think I just finished trying to play professional tour stuff, right? And we had met, I don't remember where we met, but we met and we've been friends ever since. And, Jimmy's been sports writer, golf enthusiast. I can't tell you how many trade shows we've been to, and we've been talking golf, writing articles, Tell them a little bit about all the different things you wrote for. I mean, we had local newspaper,
local
hometown
newspapers,
news, radio show he and I did for a long time.
Yeah, had a radio show on WPSL and then WSTU out of Stewart.
Yep, WSTU. I almost couldn't remember the letters.
Yeah, and but started writing about sports in the mid '90s. Graduated from that to writing about golf, which I played since I was about 8 years old.
You always loved golf. I've
always been a golf fan.
For it, yeah.
And so
here we are.
Here we are. I mean, I write for the hometown news now. I still write for them.
Yeah.
Been writing for them for over 20 years now.
Right. What was the one you also wrote for? The one that goes. So we're in Florida, South Florida, and
I used to write for the Tea Times.
Tea Times. That's the magazine that comes out all the time. Right?
And I also don't remember how I stumbled on it, but I used to write for CBS Sports. I put content on all their news channel websites throughout the country.
There you go.
So I had about 50 to 55 affiliates that ran my story every week.
Right.
Which was interesting because I used to get emails from people in Toronto. I'd get an email from somebody out in Washington State, somebody from up in the Northeast.
That's so cool.
And it was like, what are you complaining about it being so hot? Well, I'm in Florida.
Yeah, if you've been to Florida, like from July through October, it gets pretty intense.
It gets sticky.
Now, we are in January, right? We are in the best part of the year as far as, I take it back. I don't think we're in the best part of the year for us. It might be for people where it's, 14 degrees, coming down to being 70 degrees. But for us, honestly, as Floridians, I don't know about you, but man, I was out on the golf course teaching a class, and it was like sunny and 62, but it was a little breezy. I had a beanie on, my ears were freezing, and then my students were from north. They go, "What are you doing?" I said, "My ears are cold. I'm a big guy, but it's like, no way, that was just too cold." But anyway, I'm not a wussy about it. I just mean like if you're used to like 85 year round, and
he's from Hawaii originally, so he's never really been in a cold spot.
Yeah, so we've known each other a long time. Just real quick, in case those of you don't know me, so I'm Arlen Bento Jr., right? I've been in the Treasure Coast market since 1996, originally from Hawaii, born and raised there. Kind of didn't play a ton of golf as a kid. I was a really good athlete, so I played all kinds of stuff. Went to college on a basketball scholarship, played Division I sports and all kinds of stuff. And when I was done with all that and I was working, I just was so passionate about golf, right? So that's kind of how I came to golf. Started playing tournaments locally, ended up traveling, playing in California, playing in Texas, and finally I just said, hey, you know what? I'm just going to go to Florida. I'm going to do my best. Raised money, did the whole thing, came out here, sponsored, had all new equipment, top teacher guy helping me, and I basically laid an egg. I tried, but
hey, you gotta try.
And I ran out of money, and this is like a true story. So I'm out of money. I've got $3,000 in the bank. I'm trying to figure, do I want to send the $3,000 to the PGA Tour School? That was like the savings I had kept. But I lost all my money I had. I couldn't beat anybody on the stuff I was playing on. I shouldn't say that. I had a couple things, right? Played well here and there. But not enough to do anything. So why would I go put that in Q School? Like all of a sudden my game is going to turn into a PGA professional. Like, I mean, tour player, right? Not good player. I'm like tour player. No. So anyway, I had the money, and I'm from Hawaii, and the idea was, well, I got to go back and kind of start over and get a good job again. And I had good jobs. I wasn't worried. But the banker that I was with at the time, we were talking like, I don't know what to do, and there's no place to live because all the rents were going up, right? Because season was coming.
Yep.
So my big thing was I ended up getting the assistant job at the PGA of America when we met somewhere in that time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And luckily I became the head pro of the PGA, which was like my first big deal. But I bought my first house with $1,000 down. And it was a 3-2 little ranch that I had, and it was, you guys are gonna die. 62 grand. That was my first house, and so I'm from
What's
Hawaii.
that for an empty lot now?
Or more, right?
More, yeah.
But where I was from, you don't buy a house because Hawaii's like living in you know San Francisco or New York. It's super expensive. So for me, it was like, what? So anyway, I ended up getting a mortgage, and honestly, I was just telling a story the other day. I didn't have the job yet. All I had was a contract. I didn't even get paid. and the bank gave me a mortgage because the PGA was such a big deal coming in at the time, the Port St. Lucie area. So anyway, bought the house. I'd already, my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, right? And then we had a family and we just kept going. So we've been here that long, you know. So I forgot how you got here because you're not from here. You actually grew up where?
Well, I grew up in Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
My father retired and we moved to Palm Bay.
Gotcha.
And I started working for a company down here called General Development, which has got a real bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Yeah, they built a lot of houses.
I started working for their engineering department.
Yeah.
When they had issues, got laid off, but that's how I wound up down here in this area.
Yeah.
And I've been here since 1986.
So you've been here that long
Moved
too?
Down, yeah. So I mean, this floor is my home. I mean, I've lived here longer than anywhere else.
Sure. It's been nice. I mean, you know, again, take away hurricanes. This is a great place to live.
Yeah.
I mean, hurricanes are really the only thing that we sort of have to deal with. But you know, every part of the country, you know, whether it's tornadoes or blizzards or you know, earthquakes, there's always something. But anyway, okay. So we've been here a long time. We've known each other. You're going to hear a lot of stories. Okay, there's going to be a lot of cool stories. Yeah, I have tons. I have stories of. I got to know Sam Snead really well. I got to know Gary Player very well. I got to know a lot of people. I got to know Arnold Palmer through mutual friends. I got to go to the Masters. Remember a couple years ago? I got to go on the Masters, private jet, did that whole thing. So coached a lot of
Didn't invite me.
I wish I could have, but it wasn't my jet. And the list was pretty tight. Believe it or not, those jets really, I mean, I have pictures. We're going to post some pictures on this, but they're not that huge. I mean, you could get 8 people comfortable.
It's like a big SUV.
It's nice. I mean, it's beautiful, right? And you know, you're in the Masters in an hour, which is the best part. And there's no lines. You just it's pretty
just
cool.
fly in.
But we'll talk about that on a different episode because that'll be a fun story within itself, right? But primarily, you know, we have a lot of stuff to share. So we're going to be talking about golf. We're going to talk a little bit about our lives and life experience because at the ages we are now, you know, our kids are grown. I have grandbabies. You have one on the way.
I have 2 grandbabies.
You have 2 grandbabies. And don't you have another one coming or something?
No, not yet.
I must have misunderstood that for somebody else. But we have grandbabies, right? So now we're at a different phase in our life where we can share, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk a lot about golf. We're going to talk a little bit about life and, you know, share some things. And, you know, I'm a big crypto person. I've been doing it a while, so I might share some stuff there. James has a lot of background in his day job has actually been in drafting and engineering and
land surveying.
And so there's some stuff. So we hope we can share that with you and you find it interesting. So what I wanted to make sure we talked about today, right? And I want to make sure the golf stuff, right? That what Shoot Par Now is. So for the last, whatever, it's been 25, almost coming up 28 years when I've been coaching golf, right? And over that time, I've created a system, right? And the system is skill-based. So it's different because skill-based means you come see me for a lesson and I make an improvement and because we use simulators and technology, you can see the change, right? But how do you measure that over time, right? So if you came and said, hey, I'm really struggling at what I call approach, which is like 30 to 70, 80 yards, right? And I give you instruction, and I teach you how to hit better shots, and I explain to you what my theories are and how to do that, right? You should be able to execute that in some sort of way to measure. So if we're working at 40 yards and we work on your setup, and maybe it's a weight thing, or maybe it's a hand placement, whatever it is, maybe you just don't rotate well, and you get better, I expect you to hit 8 out of 10 shots from that distance to your target relatively well.
Okay.
With the idea that over time it'll get better. Now,
Yeah.
Shoot Purnell breaks it down: putting, chipping, pitching, lob and sand on the short game. And then you have your short irons, your mid irons, your long irons, your fairways, and your driver. And long irons is also hybrid same club, right? But so everything that I do is designed for you to get better. So if you really want to get better at golf, all you have to do is follow the Shoot Purnell system.
Okay.
So it's skill based in its learning, and then the big thing which it does is it allows you, if you're a beginner, when you start, golf is daunting. You know how hard it is for beginners to learn to play.
And a lot of people don't realize how hard it is.
Yeah, they don't, and they all start with driver and they all have
They want to hit it a long way.
yeah, and they tee it up, and they never learn how to shift their weight and put any pressure into the ground and take a divot, and the swings are all over the place. And then they play for a couple years, and they realize they're not very good at it because they really didn't get to what makes the score go down, which is primarily you got to be a good putter. Good putter just means 2-putt every hole. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be able to like get up and down once in a while. So if you don't hit the green in regulation, you want to be able to chip or pitch and make a putt. Good players probably do that half the time or a little more, right? And then you just have to hit the ball solid, relatively in play. So again, everybody swings too hard because everybody thinks they're Tiger Woods or Rory McIlroy because it looks so easy. And
They make it look real easy.
They sure do, but they swing too hard and they can't control the ball. My theory is swing in balance, swing in pace, make good contact, play the tees that match you, and over time you get better. So our program, I don't know if you even read the depth of it because it's gotten deeper since we last did shows. But,
Okay.
it's based on like junior golf, you know, like, so I take the kids out, we start at 25 yards, they hit a little chip and they try to 3-putt and make a 4.
Okay.
So if they play 9 holes and they make 4 in every hole, right?
Yeah.
We end up with the idea that we're in shoot par now,
Yeah.
right? And if you shoot par early, we just keep working that idea back. So 25 to 50 to 100, right? 150, 200. And all of this is tracked on an app that runs the program for me that I've been working on. It's really cool. So those of you that are watching this, if you want to work on your game, you know, in the link, all you got to do is basically sign up for the Shoot Par Now newsletter. You're gonna get 3 free videos. It's gonna be my 3 core videos that's gonna explain the follow through, the backswing, and the downswing. Watch that, and then every month you're gonna get a new video lesson, and it's gonna have, you know, tips and stuff about Shoot Par Now. You'll see some stuff in there about programs we offer. So we have indoor lessons here at our indoor center in Stewart. We have an outdoor academy, and we do online lessons too, right? So there's a lot going on. Do you remember years ago when we were doing the radio show, and I was doing Pine School High School golf, right?
I remember
That's
You guys had some really good
oh
success.
my gosh, people don't know. Like even when I look back, I'm shocked because sometimes. Well, no, because it was crazy. You know, I mean. One year, I was looking at a roster that we had, and one high school team, we had, I think, 6 D1 college players and a D2 player. And that D2 player could have gone D1. He just wanted to stay in the state. So Imagine having a high school team that's competing for 5 spots, and they all can play Division I. And we're talking like we had kids that went to LSU, Connecticut, I don't know, Houston, Texas A&M. I mean, big schools. I can't even remember New Mexico. I can't remember. And then we had a girl that played for me. Now, she was good when she started, but she had a great career. Won the state. We won multiple districts, multiple regionals. Never won a state as a boys team. I think the best we did was 4th or 5th or maybe something like that, 6th even. But man, that program really kind of jump-started my teaching, right? And I was able to share what we had been working on. And again, not all me. I mean, there was input from a lot of great players. Gosh, we even had Claude Harmon come to our practice. That's how good we were.
That's impressive. Yeah.
And I have pictures of it. And Claude had a stepchild that was going. He was young, boy, but very young. I got a chance to coach, Ernie L's daughter Sam a little bit. I got to coach some of the Parnevik girls, just for Parnevik's daughters. I mean, there were a lot of kids that were going to this school because it's in Hope Sound, right? Kind of like the Mecca, right? But anyway, so Shoot Point Out came out of that, right? And that's pretty much the program that we're offering. It's done very, very well. So anyway, if you're looking to improve your game, you want to check out Shoot Part Now. Link description below. But anyway, so why don't we talk a little bit about what's coming up? The PGA show starts tomorrow.
Demo day starts on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
I'm heading up tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna, get there so we can get to the demo day early on Tuesday. But my buddy Dan Schub and I are heading up. He's a colleague.
Yeah.
We're gonna go up. We're gonna play golf on the way up. I mean, might as well, right?
Of course.
I mean, you gotta jumpstart.
Gotta
get that week and get the juices flowing in the right direction.
Sure, you gotta do
so
that.
we're gonna play golf on the way up. So
that'll be exciting.
Yeah. Then the demo day, I'm hoping. They're saying there's like an 80% chance of rain on Tuesday up there.
Always, right? Always something cold, wet, windy.
Hoping that the rain stays away. And,
I hope so
we're able
for
to.
you.
The neat part about that is they're at Orange County National and they have that big
range.
Big range. It's 360 degrees. And it's about a mile to walk all the way around this thing.
Yeah, I remember.
And
I've done it many times.
You get to hit everybody's clubs. It's kind of cool. I mean, you kind of get to see what. The really sad part is, if you're one of the vendors that's hitting into a 30-knot wind.
Yeah, everybody thinks your club sucks.
Everybody thinks your clubs don't go anywhere.
They should do like a flip flop, right?
At midday, everybody should switch.
Hang on, let me just check the camera. I'll do a cut here. Still running.
Cool.
Yeah, that range has always been an amazing place to be. So people don't know if you've not watched or learned about, but the PGA show happens once a year. It's in Orlando. All the golf companies come. A lot of pros fly in. It's a chance to see products, innovation, test things.
Yeah.
It used to be only pros and media. So James would be considered media, right? And I would probably... I've actually gone, a lot as a golf salesperson. I've gone as a pro, but now I'm probably media because of the stuff we do with the channels. So, I forgot to mention, make sure in the link below, sign up for my Instagram. I also put tips and videos up there almost every day, and that's growing really well. Love for you to be a part of it.
Yeah, since I'm going to be there, I'll be posting stuff up on my Instagram account while I'm at the show, which is @StammerGolf. Take a look. You'll see some of the stuff that I find on the show floor,
right?
That I find interesting.
Yeah, and that'll be in the link below too. Mine is Arlen Bento Jr. So that's my Instagram handle, Arlen Bento Jr. But yeah, so Jimmy's going to go. He's going to look at some stuff. Now there's an indoor. The indoor is 2 days now. Or is it
it's actually 3. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
I'll hit as many aisles as I can on Wednesday. We'll finish up Thursday morning.
This thing's huge, by the way.
Then we're playing golf Thursday afternoon before we come home.
See, he knows what he's doing. Do you have any dinners or anything set up? Any media events with special foods?
We're Golf Ireland's got a
little booth that they invited.
Got a little tasting, let's say.
Yeah.
While we're there.
Boom, that's always fun.
We're definitely going there.
That's the highlight of every day, is try to find the best party too, right?
Yeah.
If you can get invited, there's big ones.
Yeah, there's some big ones.
Yeah.
Nothing like there used to be.
No, there used to be. We could tell you some stories of some really fun
I remember days when Callaway rented part of Universal Studios.
They put everybody
for a party and everybody went.
I didn't get to that one, but
it's crazy.
I've been to some good ones. Now, I want to mention one of our sponsors today.
Someone I'll talk to at the show.
Yeah. So CopperTech Plus. This is a great training glove. I've been involved with them for a very long time. People don't know, but the original company is actually Lady Classic Gloves.
Okay.
And he's a very good friend, our friend Lloyd, and you're going to stop and see him. His daughter's helping with the company now. She's doing a great job. But if you've not seen my videos on CopperTech, I mean, they make a whole line of gloves with this technology, right? So it's got, see how tacky that is in there? Yeah, and it's got all
it's
these.
like a wide receiver glove.
It is. It's super tacky, and it's got.
Which is fantastic for Florida.
Because
I go through 2 or 3 gloves in a process of a round in the summertime because I sweat right through them.
This glove has copper technology to help with aches and pains. It's really good. But this is the training glove. So the training glove I use all the time. It shows people how to put the grip.
Okay. Down in your fingers, not up in your palm.
Right.
A lot of people make that mistake.
Oh my gosh.
They put it up here instead of down there.
And if you do that,
down
the
fingers.
wrist can't hinge. You can't. It's got this really cool system. So when you place your hand on the grip, you want to see this arrow going to your trail shoulder, and you want to see at least one of these red dots, depending on how you swing. But if you slice a lot, you want to see at least two of these.
Two of them, yeah.
If you hook, you want to be a little less. And the one I like, do you remember I did this years ago, and Lloyd, the owner of this, kind of created the same version. But so when you hold your grip, you actually use this power strap and you lock it in.
Okay.
So it gives you this tremendous feel. I mean, you feel like you can't miss. It's like solid. It's just so solid. And I used to have a glove years ago. I forgot even what it was called, but it was similar, and it had a strap, but it was more of a Velcro type of thing.
Okay.
This one's really good, and that's actually one of my sad stories. So I've had I've had all kinds of different businesses, right? I've always been golf teacher and golf, but I had golf sales company. I was even on QVC. Remember years ago?
Yeah,
I was on QVC,
that.
and we did this project with Lloyd and another partner. So I've done a lot of cool stuff. Did some ads on TV stuff. So I've been doing a lot of. I even had a Shark Tank grip for a little while because we were trying to get a product on Shark Tank that never got there. But there was a guy that I met at a show. He's from Korea, and he had a glove and had sort of an idea. And I sold thousands of them. I did great. And it did so well that it caught the attention of bigger companies. And the guy told me, he says, Arlen, I'm so sorry, but TaylorMade wants to buy it. And I got to sell it because I got to make money. And, obviously, you can't sell it because now it's a TaylorMade product. I don't think they did anything with it. I don't ever remember it taking off.
I don't remember seeing it, no.
It came out for a little while. It was in the shelves for a little while, but it never really did kind of do what I think it could have done. But anyway, this glove's great. So if you're out there, link below, CopperTech, use my code. It's going to give you a discount, right? So if you look in the bottom of our description over here, there'll be a link for that. So that's kind of like what I think you're going to hear from us. There'll be, he's going to come back from the show. We're going to show you some stuff. We do cover a little bit of tour golf. And I think we want to end on this little segment, which I think will be fun, right? Yeah. And we were talking about the tour player that made a 13.
Yeah, 24-year-old tour rookie.
Can't remember his name either.
Did not have a good moment at the William. His last name is M-O-U-W. Mo?
No, I think the W's got to be silent. It's probably
Moo. But anyway,
William Moo. Where's he from? Doesn't say.
But
he sounds foreign there.
Yeah, on the par 5 16th hole at the PGA West Stadium course, they've got it's a long par 5. You can get there in 2, but if you miss the green sits about 20 feet above the bottom of the bunker that surrounds it on 3 sides,
right?
Except in the very, very front.
Right.
And he got down in that thing, and he managed to hit it all the way over the green into the same bunker on the other side. And then went back this side. Then hit it up the hill and it came back down. Then hit it again, it didn't quite make it and came back down in another spot. Then he hit it all the way back over on the other side. Then he hit it back over. Then finally he decided he wasn't going to play even at the green. He ended up throwing it 30, 40 yards in front of the green just so it wouldn't go back into the bunker.
Right.
And took 3 more to get up and down from there and wound up walking off the hole to 13.
Wow. And again, we've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Every golfer who's watching this, you've been there.
Yeah.
Don't you tell me you're not. You've made 10s. You've made 12s. We've all done it. But
and if you haven't, it's only because you picked the ball up and decided you had enough.
You had enough and you stopped. That's probably it's like the old story, like, what'd you shoot today? I shot 72. I made it to hole 14.
Yeah.
Like, I just stopped keeping score, But anyway, the point I wanted to bring that up is golf is hard, right? We know golf is hard. And to watch a professional player go through that's just an example to make you understand as a player that when you hit a good shot and you play well, you really have to enjoy it, right? Now, I'm going to coach this a little bit, right? So again, if that was a college player or a high school player and we were playing a match, right? So, that first big miss that he did, if he felt like he could recover, you kind of have to take that recovery attempt, right? So I don't know what shot that would have been for him. Would have been 3?
1, 2 in the bunker, 3 over, so it would have been his 4th shot back.
Yeah, so that fourth is the
after he made the first bad mistake, after he made the first mistake.
Yeah, that fourth, that's the one where he should have just did whatever he could to get in position.
To make 6 at the worst, Yeah,
and I know it's hard because you think you're gonna, and then you get frustrated and you just keep firing. I mean, we've if you haven't watched Tin Cup, this is like one of the oldest stories of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I still think the biggest meltdown is still Jean-Claude Van de Vel.
The British Open.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Because he hit it in.
But he wound up winning it still.
No, he lost. He lost to Stuart Sink.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Yeah, Stuart Sink won that. So he that's the one that hurts me. Like I remember it like vividly. Like stop, chip it sideways.
Yeah.
Like you've got a 3 or 4 shot lead. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, you're wondering what his caddy's saying to him. It's like, come on, just take every club out of his bag.
He went completely angry. Right? So I did not.
He
see,
lost his mind.
I did not. This guy did too.
Yeah.
I did not see the entire thing.
Yeah.
But you know, as a coach who coaches players through adversity, the big miss wasn't the 5 or 6 at the end.
Yeah.
The big miss was 4.
Yeah.
Where and I'll tell this to you players out there that play golf, right? And I do this in my classes stuff. So you hit a shot into a hole, and it's got a big bunker to go over, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of my players, especially the new ones, they don't have the strength or the technique to hit a high floaty bunker shot. They just don't have it. I mean, this is like newer players. And they're in there and they're just, you can see them, they're just pondering like, how am I going to do this? This is impossible. This is, you know, they're going and they're getting really anxious and they're starting to get a little worked up. And I always tell them, because they're looking at the flag and the thing, right? I say, turn around.
Yeah, you can go backward. It's an easier shot.
There's nothing there.
Yeah,
there's no
big
lip
to go over. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no green to run across and into trouble on the other side.
No.
Just get it out of that sand.
Yeah, and if you look to the left, there's a bunch of nice grass. Just chip it there and then chip it on.
Bunch of nice grass.
No, and you know, people laugh. I have this game.
Grass is your friend.
No, actually, I call it friendly golf. You know, when people are standing there and they're not really that good with their clubs yet, and I ask them, look at that hole. The architect has sort of said, don't do this.
Yeah.
That's why it's there, right? And if you just would like turn your vision away from the flag and look, there is a very nice mowed, kept spot in front of the hole that you have a much better chance of getting up. And the reason why that's always nice, because one, people don't hit it there because they're always trying to go to the green.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if you're not great at golf in the beginning, if you go over green, I promise you, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm going to say all, but it's probably not all. But the back of every green is not good. You know why?
Because everybody leaves that way.
Nobody cuts it because no one sees it.
Yeah.
So if you're a maintenance crew and you're a maintenance superintendent, right, you're going to make sure that front of the green is perfect.
That's your visual, yeah.
Because that's what the golfer sees.
Yeah.
Behind, it's going to be a little rough. It might not, you know, like our course, behind the greens are rough. They're rough. Like there's grasses, there's not really grass. I mean, there's some, but it's branches and roots. And so I tell my players, don't go long because that's like purgatory back there.
Yeah.
You know, look in front. That's beautiful. So people go, oh, you know, are you telling everybody to miss short? I go, if you miss, yeah.
It's better to miss short than long.
Yeah, if you hit it good, you want to be on your target. But if you hit short, but there's a bunker there, aim right green, aim left green, don't hit.
I mean, and even the pros don't pin
They
hunt
do
all the
not.
time.
They hardly ever pin hunt.
I
They
remember
shake balls.
I remember one year I was at Bay Hill and I was talking to Nick Price on the practice range.
Yep.
It was like before his Sunday round, and I asked Nick. I said, "What are you practicing right now?" He says, "I'm not practicing." He says, "I'm warming up, getting ready to play. I want to know what my ball shape is doing today."
Yep.
He says, "I want to know if I can hit a soft draw or I can hit a soft fade. And if I'm standing here and today my swing just isn't going to let me hit a soft fade or
I gotta
soft
play
draw,"
something else.
he says, "I know if I get in the middle of a fairway and there's a pin back left, I'm hitting it in the middle of the green because I know I can't get back there. My swing's just not doing that today. So I'm going to play smart, play for the big part of the green, and wait for a hole where that's where the pin is."
Or wait for my shot to come back or
Yeah.
my timing
Yeah.
or whatever. And
Yeah.
you know what's funny? You say that. So you know, I don't. again, another project, but I did that golf paint away project. You remember me doing that a couple shows too?
Yeah.
And so Nick was the sponsor. I mean, Nick was actually, he wasn't the sponsor. Nick was our pro or whatever, right? So Nick endorsed it, right?
Yeah, he was,
Yeah, so I got to know him really well. Like, I got to play golf, hit balls, we shot commercials. You know, Nick used it. And it was, I can tell a whole story about that. That'll be 3 episodes. But because no, it's really cool being inside, working with. I mean, you know, people don't know Nick Price before Tiger was #1 player in the world a couple years.
Yeah.
There was nobody better in the world, right? And I know his whole story, like personally, just like this, right? We could probably even get him up to come do an episode. If I still have his cell phone. I haven't talked to him while I should. Anyway, but going back to the idea of strategies, most tour players, and when we were training those really good teams, in practice, we never even hit at flags. We always hit shapes and like quadrants, I called it. So it's like, like Nick said, like you're saying Nick said, is sometimes you wake up and the shot that you want to play that was there yesterday is not there. It's just your body's off, and that little soft little fade that you want to play is now kind of straight or a little pulley, right? So there's an old Trevino quote. You ever read the old Trevino quote about dance with who you brought to the dance? Like,
yeah, dance with who you,
like,
dance with who brung you.
Yeah, like when you wake up, like Trevino would say, I go up and I'm warming up and I'm hitting cuts. I'm playing cut.
Yeah.
My warm up tells me what I'm doing, you know? And a lot of people mess that up too. A lot of people, they'll practice and try to play. And again, you got to go through that phase. But honestly, if you're practicing and you're trying to figure it out when you play, you're really not playing. You're practice playing, which means you're going to hit a lot of bad stuff. You have to be like, in my opinion, you have to be in much more feel and flow to play well. If you're out there thinking how you're going to do it, it's really hard. So golf's all about learning. Well, you got to learn how to do something better.
There's a lot of stuff to think about when you're playing.
But I'm telling you, good golf is really. I have the greatest. I have stories forever, right? But turn your back to the target and finish in balance. That's a Byron Nelson story. I'll tell you about one day. But turn your body and finish in balance. Now again,
I'll let you know how that works. I'm playing tomorrow.
Yeah, turn your back to the target and hold your finish. You will hit better shots. Don't swing so hard. That's the key with the game. Make it solid, and the distance will come. Right?
I don't want it to go a long way.
Just in the fairway, nice and solid. Don't 3-putt. Get up and down a little bit. You might have a break 80 day. That's how it shows up.
I'll take one of those tomorrow.
I bet you would. So anyway, that's it for our first episode. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
For being here today.
This is going to be a fun endeavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Our normal routine is Monday. We're going to shoot these on Mondays and put them out probably Tuesday. That way we get a chance to kind of recap some tour stuff, maybe have some stories like we talked about today. And I'm sure we will have no problem finding things to talk about on the Shoot Par Now Golf Show. Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it. Good seeing everybody. Good having you see us.
See you soon.